Welcome back to RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2019, brought to you by Chemical Warfare. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is an old friend of mine, and he's one of the feel-good contenders going into this year's Mr. Olympia, hoping to make his first top 6. Of course, I'm talking about the Brooklyn Beast, Big AK, Akim Williams.
Hey, what's going on, Dave?
Akim, you've been laying very low. Aside from the fact that you've done almost every show this year, we haven't really heard too much hype and hoopla about you leading into this year's Olympia.
Well, I mean, the majority of the guys, you know, they want a show to qualify for the Olympia. I had to go in on points, so I guess that probably had something to do with it, you know. But it doesn't matter, you know, I'm there. I worked my ass off to get there, so that's all that matters to me, you know.
Now, you're in the dungeon of Oscar Arden's gym, who's training you. And a lot of people don't see this inner sanctum here, but it looks like you're 100 feet underground here.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool environment, you know, old school, hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, it's a basement gym, you know, no windows, so no mirrors, none of that pretty boy stuff, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Dorian Yates Temple Gym. Now,
yeah.
When you go to Oscar's gym, do you ever train by yourself, or is Oscar always hands-on with you in the gym?
He's always there training with me.
Okay.
Whenever I come to the gym, we're training together.
Now, Oscar and I were texting the other day, and he was saying that this is the most ready mentally that you've ever been for any show in your life. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't hold back any stops this time around. You know, I had some setbacks with other shows and stuff like that, but this time around, I stayed as focused as I can and really grinded out to like bring a great package for the Olympia. So that was the plan going in, and that's something to plan.
Now, Akim, we know you always train super intense. We've seen your training videos. You're probably one of the strongest guys in the IFBB out there. But Oscar says he has made you mentally tough. What are some of the techniques that you've been working, you know, with Oscar on to get that mindset of a champion?
Well, we've just been focusing on more like believing in myself, you know. I've always been, you know, good as a good bodybuilder and everything like that, but belief is a very strong thing, and if you don't have the belief in yourself that you could actually be a champion, you know, no matter how hard you train, you know, you're just going to be going through the motions. So I think the most thing that I learned from training with Oscar is just basically having that mindset, that believing that you can do anything you put your mind to, you know.
Now, people don't realize that when you get to the Olympia level, there's another level of stress there that wasn't there like when you're doing the Tampa Pro or you're doing the Baltimore Pro. It's a level of expectation because it is the Super Bowl, right? Is there a certain level of nervousness going into the show that Oscar has helped you maybe deal with and focus on and get past?
One thing I would say that happened this year that I'm actually grateful for is the fact that I actually did like 5 shows already. So I was able to do multiple shows and get multiple experiences and stuff like that. So all that nervousness and stuff like that is just gonna be like another show to me, man. Because I've said on stage many times this year that, you know, it's like almost like, you know, I'm used to the whole like getting on stage and being big and like that. Because I went from Arnold to Spain to Brazil, you know, so I got a lot of experience this year. So it's a whole different mindset now. You know?
Yeah, no one wants us to do all those shows, obviously, because it kind of wears away at your body, and no one wants to be dieting that long. But sometimes it does serve a good purpose in the sense that it made you mentally tough to have to keep dieting. I mean, I know no one likes dieting as much as you do. You like to eat, but obviously, when you have to be that disciplined and that focused, it keeps you in the right mindset of what you're doing. And I think a lot of guys, sometimes they qualify too early in the year, and then they have this whole off season, and then they forget and they lose that eye of the tiger, so to speak. You kind of had to keep it because you kept competing and competing and competing, you know?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I would say in terms of that, the whole like getting on stage, show after show, and that whole readiness concept, you know, it's mentally, like you said, it makes you tougher and everything like that. So it definitely serves its purpose, you know, in making me a tough bodybuilder, a tough competitor. You know, knowing what my body can and what my body can't handle and stuff like that.
Of all the shows you competed in this year, which was your best look in your mind, and which were you the most satisfied with in terms of outcomes?
I would say if what happened with Brazil didn't happen, Brazil would have been my best look.
So which show was that?
Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. Okay, you liked Brazil the best. Why would you say Brazil was your best look?
It was going to be my best look, but because of the whole visa issues and stuff like that, and I literally got on stage 2 hours before.
I forgot that.
Everything like that. But Brazil, the package that I was doing Brazil would have been my best look.
I forgot that you almost didn't get a visa, and you and Oscar were running like through the streets of New York City trying to get you a visa and get to the airport and had no. I mean, what was that experience surreal when you actually landed in Brazil? Did you even know what was going on, or were you like in another world at that point?
Well, I've never been to Brazil. I've been to different parts of South America before, and you never need a visa for anything. So
right.
I was. With that mindset, I was thinking like, it's Brazil, it's South America. You wouldn't need it's not like you go to Russia or South Korea
right.
or something. You're like, so you wouldn't need a visa. But I was wrong. Got to the airport and they wouldn't let me get on the flight. So that was a huge setback.
Yeah.
I worked my ass off for that show. I still, with 2 hours from getting off the airport and getting on stage, I was still able to land a third place finish. So just imagine if I had like a day or two to like rest and everything like that. That package would have been a killer package, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, going to the Olympia, you made it there, which was tough because you had to go on points, obviously. Getting on that stage now, knowing that you have a legitimate shot at the top 6 this year, because there's no Sean Roden, there's no Phil Heath on that stage. There's a couple other guys that had to drop out for various reasons. Knowing that I asked Juan the same question, and you and Juan kind of came up together. Is this like another chapter that you're about to embark on in your life, because it's taking you up to another level of bodybuilding that you were not at prior to this?
I still see it as the same Olympia, man. Like I said, it doesn't really matter who's there or not. Anybody can show up because this is the best guys in the world. So anybody who did their homework could just show up in crazy shape and everything like that. So it doesn't matter if Phil Heath was there last year, he didn't win, right? So it doesn't matter what competitor is there, it's just who shows up on that day,
No, I mean, do you feel, as far as in a chapter in your bodybuilding life, you actually have the ability now to break that top 6, which is, once you get into that top 6, it's like a magical area of the elite bodybuilders in the world. I mean, that's another level up from where you've been. It's got to be exciting for you to know that you have a good shot at that.
Yeah, definitely. And if I didn't think I did, I wouldn't be doing the show right now.
Sure.
So, that's why I said, that doing all these shows, these 5 shows so far, that mental toughness and everything like that, I'm pushing my body to the limit and really focusing on my back. And I think the improvement that I made on my back for this prep is a lot of people going to take notice to it on the Olympia stage.
Yeah. Now, do you think that, look, you're probably one of the biggest guys on stage. You've been able to nail your conditioning the last couple of times we've seen you really well. I mean, by all metrics of measurement, you should be able to stand next to anyone on that Olympia stage, size-wise and conditioning-wise and structure-wise. Do you feel that you will get a fair shake on that Olympia stage when the comparisons go down?
I believe so. Because, everybody up there, nobody should be missing body parts and stuff like that. And some of these shows, you got guys missing body parts, but they have conditioning. But the Olympia stage, everybody has conditioning, body parts, and everything like that. So I think I would get a fair look at the Olympia stage.
Mm-hmm. Is it kind of exciting in a way to know that, you, Juan, and De La Rosa, you guys all came up around the same time. You're from the same area, from New York City, and you're all going to be on the Olympia stage in 2019. That's got to be pretty cool. I remember when you guys all started,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because we actually, all 3 of us did the New York Pro this year together. So
I know. That's even better.
We got we have a little rematch going from the New York Pro going into the Olympia, so that should be very interesting, It's a little funny rival, We all friends, we've all maintained great friendship over the years and stuff like that. So it's just great to be on stage with guys that I consider who are like brothers for me,
And what people don't realize is you kind of started after those guys. Those guys had a big head start on you, especially John started before everyone. So it's kind of like you're just kind of getting up to the point where they were. And I think now you're kind of all on an even playing field. So it's kind of like, who's going to be the king of New York after this show, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, let's go back to Oscar for a minute, because we know Oscar has worked with some great bodybuilders like Kai Green, and he's really focused on the mental aspect of what it takes to be a champion. As far as diet goes and training goes, how has I guess your whole program changed from what you did maybe 5 years ago to what you're doing right now with Oscar?
Well, the diet, we figured out a lot more things in terms of like being a little bit carb sensitive. But the most important thing that changed was basically the training. We have more of a mind-muscle connection right now. I don't just pick weights up and put it down, Right. I try to feel the muscle and everything like that. So the training has been the most important thing. Was
that hard for you to do, Akim? Because you're so strong. Yeah, it's almost like you have to stop being so strong and really focus on what you need to accomplish, right?
Definitely. Like I have one of my training partners that I trained with back in the days, and I invited him to come work out with me with Oscar.
Right.
And he couldn't believe it. Halfway through the workout, he couldn't finish. He was dying. He couldn't believe it. And he literally actually gave me a huge compliment, because he couldn't believe that I actually train like this all the time. He says, ain't no way. He's like, no other bodybuilders are training like this.
Now what's so intense about it? Because you trained very hard before that. You were lifting crazy heavy weights. What's the difference between what you did then and now?
It's just the strict control, high reps, intensity, it's all controlled. Right. There's no range of motion type stuff. Every single rep is controlled.
Right.
How you start is just how you're going to finish. Doesn't matter what weight is on it,
And how would you compare what you're doing training-wise with Oscar compared to what you did when you went out to Oxygen Gym for that little stint?
Well, I would say with Oscar, everything it's geared towards a purpose, Like whatever movement we do, we're doing it for whatever body parts I'm lacking and stuff like that. In Oxygen, we did a lot of volume stuff, but it was still pretty much just moving weights. With Oscar, you're focusing on whatever muscle you're lacking and stuff like that. So it's more targeted to building, bringing up body parts and stuff like that, making you more complete physique.
Now, after you have changed your training style, obviously, to try to really target your weaker body parts, like we're talking about back, improving the back and everything like that, if you had to go to the gym and still, if someone said, hey, I'm giving away 100 grand for a deadlift challenge, could you still go into the gym and lift as heavy as you were before? Has it changed your ability or your strength in the gym at all?
Somewhat. I'm still pretty strong on legs and deadlifts and stuff like that, but like bench press and stuff like that, I don't go heavy anymore.
Right.
Once in a while I go a little heavy on the legs and stuff like that, but I got nothing to prove to anybody anymore. I don't mind that I'm trying to be the strongest bodybuilder, trying to be that. I kind of like let all that go. Right.
Well, Akim, like I said, I've seen you from the very, very beginnings of your bodybuilding career. We knew this, I told you this, a long time ago, you were going to get to this point where you were going to be at an elite level, and I think that you've arrived, and I think this is an excellent opportunity for you to try to establish yourself as one of the elite bodybuilders in the IFBB, hopefully placing top 6 at the Olympia this coming weekend. I want to just wish you the best of luck, and of course tell Oscar I wish him the best of luck. Him and I text all the time, so he'll be giving me the updates on you, and good luck at the Olympia.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, and that's going to take us to the end of another episode of RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2019, brought to you by Chemical Warfare. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.